So if you've been tossing around the idea of buying a home in the beautiful Gulf Coast region of Florida, so we're diving into whether it's a good time to buy in Manatee County and Sarasota County right here at the end of 2025. And this is also going to apply to many of you in other states as well. I'm going to go over what the numbers are saying, what you should watch out for, and how you can place yourself in the best position possible. So first of all, why am I focusing on those two counties, Manatee and Sarasota? Because between Manatee and Sarasota, you've got some of Florida's most desirable lifestyle zones. Beaches and of course sunshine. We have year-round warm weather, outdoor living, parks, hiking, boating, fishing, and just really a ton of great activities for all ages that you can enjoy all year long. And remember, we've had a major influx of buyers over the past several years, especially during COVID. But now, everybody, the market dynamics have shifted. So if you're moving from out of state, maybe you're buying a second home, a vacation home, or maybe you're just trying to lock in a primary residence so that you can retire now, or maybe you want to retire later. Understanding local conditions matters a lot, and it's going to help you make the best informed decision for yourself and of course for your family and of course your future. So let's look at the big picture, and then we're going to drill into the details, whether you're buying here in Florida or anywhere in the United States. So what does the latest data say for Manatee and Sarasota counties? And I want to make sure that you watch this video that I just put out, and it is going to tell you what the experts are forecasting for the market nationally in 2026. And I share some insights for Parrish, Florida, my hometown. So here are the key stats for the end of 2025 right here in Manatee and Sarasota counties. Well, everybody already knows our market is cooling off and we have more inventory. So for single family homes in September 2025, so just a month ago, Manatee County's median sale price was $470,000, which has actually not changed at all since last September 2024. But on average for this year, 2025, the median price has been down 6.5% since 2024. And Manatee County is taking 60 days to go under contract, and we have 4.2 months worth of inventory. Now, what's going on in Sarasota County? Well, single family median sales price for September, just last month, was $450,000, which is down 8.2% from September of 2024. It's taking about 64 days to go under contract in Sarasota County, and they have 4.8 months worth of inventory. Now, if a condo is more your style, and when we combine the stats for both counties, Manatee and Sarasota, we combine them together, we see that there's 6.5 months worth of inventory, so more than single family. Homes are taking about 100 days to go under contract, so longer than single family. And the average price of a condo is $305,750. Now, these stats prove that the buying power has shifted towards buyers, of course. Even the Tampa Bay Times I read, they said that inventory is rising, prices are down in many segments, and that's true in Florida. And sellers are finally being more realistic with their pricing. And I guess they'd have to be, because many of them were sitting there for months and months and months. So yes, the market that sprinted for years in Florida is now kind of slowing down, taking a breath, and that's going to open more opportunities for you if you're a buyer coming down here, and maybe in your market too. So let's answer this big question. Is now a good time to buy? And the answer is yes, with caveats. Now, before I get into those caveats, before I do that, I'd really appreciate you letting me know what you're experiencing in your local markets. Are you seeing a great seller's market, multiple offers, high prices? Or are you like us, seeing lower prices, slowing down, That really helps me with my data and my research. I really appreciate you putting those comments below. And while I'm at it, if you find value in this video and you want to continue to know more about the stats for this area of Florida, you want to know more about the types of communities we have, what are the home costs in those communities, what are the fees in those communities, what are the lifestyles that we enjoy, and of course, everything that there is to know about these areas and what they have to offer, do me a favor and subscribe to this channel so I can keep you in the loop. So, why would it be a very good time to buy for some people? Well, again, we keep saying it. Lower home prices in many areas, potentially better deals. And I'm seeing deals all the time. Believe me, good deals. We have more inventory. That gives us more options. Therefore, you are not forced into a panic decision to buy something quickly. Now, buyers who lock in a rate now may benefit even if interest rates drop even more, which they are predicted to do. Again, you got to watch that video because there also might be some price appreciation. I know you guys are like, Kathryn, you just said prices are lower. So why in the world would they start to increase? So it's just basic supply and demand economics here. As the rates decrease, more buyers get back in the market. They're going to gobble up that inventory. And as inventory levels decrease, the prices historically tend to increase. Now, are they going to increase dramatically? No, we're not going to see that. But remember, if prices increase, that small decrease in the interest rate is really not going to matter much because it's going to even out. So you really have to weigh if you want to wait until the rates drop further before you buy, even though the prices may edge upward. Or do you lock a rate now while they are still declining and the prices are still staying lower, and perhaps maybe you refinance your rate if the rate drops low enough in the next year or maybe beyond 2026, and for you to justify that refinancing cost. So you have to weigh those options there. Now, if you are paying cash, then who cares? Come on down here. Give me a call. Let's do a Zoom call. Get a plane ticket, because I'm telling you the deals right now in Florida are really good. Now, I told you I was going to share with you things you need to watch out for, things you need to be careful about. The first one is financing costs. So even if you get a really low price on a house, it's a great deal. If the mortgage rate is still too high for your comfort zone or your pre-qualifying, that's not going to do you any good, because remember, you got to add all those fees, HOA, CDD if they're there, homeowners insurance, property taxes. Now, what about market segmentation? Well, what does that mean? Well, I want you to remember, single family homes are doing better right now in our markets than townhomes and condos. They're not selling as quickly or for as much. As a matter of fact, in my area, Parrish here, we're seeing townhomes that are, under 300,000. And a lot of people like that because it puts them into home ownership. It gives them a chance to buy, and it's a lower price. Now, what if you're buying a condo? Well, you need to know about the condo fees. Is the condo healthy? Does it have a healthy HOA? What are their reserves? What is their budget? What are their minutes for all of their meetings? You need to know that. Another thing you need to know is the value versus the risk. So just because there's a deal on a house doesn't mean it's automatically the right deal for you. Where is it located? Is it in a great city with great schools? Is it in a good part of the community? Is there, what's the condition of the home? Does it need a new roof, new HVAC? Does it need flood insurance? Will it have good resale? That is so important. So you've got to look at all of those aspects when you're buying. Another thing to watch out for is you need to have a long-term investment mindset. So if you're going to buy a house and hold it for 5 to 10 years or plus, that means it's a good time for you to buy. If you're not, and you're expecting kind of a quick flip or maybe a huge appreciation in a short amount of time, that is less likely to happen. And I'm telling you right now, in these areas, might be in your area, but here it's going to take longer. So you've got to have that long-term investment mindset. So if I were to give kind of a short verdict, I would say for buyers who are ready, they're financially qualified, they have a very clear goal, and you have a really good local advisor working for you, getting all of that information beforehand so you can make a good decision, then I would say, yes, this is a favorable time. And if that doesn't fit you right now, I want you to keep believing that it's going to happen for you very soon. Keep your credit score great. Pay off debt. Make sure you don't open any new debt. Pay those payments on time. You don't want any, payments that are behind. That's a big no-no for your credit. Keep your steady job or move up. Keep putting money away for your down payment and your closing costs and that sort of thing. And you are going to be there before you know it. So don't give up on your dream of homeownership. Now, if you do decide, yes, now seems like a really great time for me to buy, then please let me share with you a few tips I've learned over my 29 years in the real estate business. And here they are, my 5 smart moves for you to make if you decide now's a good time for you to buy. Number 1, you already know it. Get pre-approved for a loan, not just pre-qualified. Get pre-approved and know your budget. You need to understand how much you can comfortably pay. You need to know what deposit you can make on your loan. Is it 10%? Is it 20%? Is it less? Is it more? How much earnest money are you going to have to put down if you make an offer on a house? Again, I know I keep saying it, but you need to understand all of the fees that will be included in your payment, like homeowner's insurance, any flood insurance policy, taxes, HOA, if there's a CDD fee, all of that, what's going to go in your payment. And you need to know how much money you'll need for them stinking closing costs, which are a lot these days. I know what you're thinking. Dang, Kathryn, that's a lot to remember. Well, I don't want you to worry, because that's going to lead me to my number 2 tip. Number 2. You gotta work with a really good local agent who knows the micro markets. Because remember, Manatee and Sarasota counties are not the same, right? They're all different. All the neighborhoods are different. Some are really selling quickly. Some are selling slowly. Some aren't selling at all. And you are not going to know that information about here or your areas by just looking at Zillow or Realtor.com or Homes.com. Only a local agent in your area, and even here, of course, are going to know the stats for each of those local communities, and they're going to know which communities work best for your budget and for your criteria and all of that sort of thing. And remember, if you're in another state and you want a really great agent that has that kind of insider information, and they keep up on all of the stats and they can give you all the nitty-gritty about the communities beforehand, then give me a call and I'm going to give you the contact information for some very good seasoned agents in your area, and they can help you walk through that process, and they're going to have your back. And of course, if you are thinking of my areas, I sure would love to hear from you. We can set up a Zoom call and have that conversation about what you're thinking. And of course, I can have your back as well, because I want to get that information to you ahead of time. Even before you come down here to look at houses, you can have all of the information up front. Tip number 3, I want you to be selective on what property type you're choosing. Remember, condos and townhomes are taking a little longer to sell. The prices are lower, but there's a lot involved in that. You want to make sure condos and townhomes have a very healthy HOA, that they have reserves, that they have the right insurance premiums and that sort of thing, so it doesn't collapse on you. And number 4, I want you to negotiate. Yeah, this is a great market to negotiate. The competition is not so fierce these days. It's taking longer for homes to sell. Of course, many markets like ours have more listings. You have more room to negotiate on price inspections, closing timelines, maybe help with closing costs and that sort of thing for incentives. And again, you need to make sure that your agent that you're working with is aware of those negotiating facts if it fits your current market, and you need to let that agent help guide you through making a really great offer. Number 5, again, another tip that I've said already, you need to think long term. So if you're buying a house to live in it for several years, then this is the right market to give you that breathing room. If you want short-term gain, it's not going to work as well. You probably need to adjust those expectations. And of course, by following these simple little tips, you're going to position yourself to capitalize on a more balanced market rather than being caught in this rush to buy mode. We're not in that market anymore. You can take a little bit of time. And I've said it before, I was just with people yesterday. We had about 9 to 10 homes to look at, and they found the one that fit them. We wrote an offer, went under contract already, and that sort of thing. And what's interesting, these are all resale homes too. And what's interesting about that is that I told them, hey guys, if you'd have been looking for this kind of house 2.5, 3 years ago, I wouldn't have had anything to show you. And if I did have something to show you, you'd have had maybe 1 or 2 choices, and they would have been priced way higher. So they're getting a really good deal. So finally, what factors could shift things rapidly for better or for worse that we should keep an eye on? Well, of course, interest rates. Remember, we've said it already, if the rates drop even more, which they're projected to do, demand is going to increase. It's going to tighten supply. It's going to make the inventory levels lower, and prices will edge up. We also have to pay attention to insurance and regulation costs. Remember, Florida is seeing high insurance premiums on older homes with older roofs and older HVAC, and regulatory changes which impact affordability and, of course, property holding costs. And don't forget to check out supply of new construction. So if builders ramp up large new subdivisions like here in Parrish and they hit the market, well, the inventory is going to increase, and that's going to keep the prices a little lower. So keep a lookout for that sort of thing. There are also external economic shocks. Well, COVID was one of them, right? Hurricanes is another. Of course, we have state tax policy changes or regional migration trends that can influence buyer flows. So keep an eye on things when you have, acts of God and that sort of thing. It changes the market. So even though we're in a more favorable buying window right now, we all need to stay alert, because these things could happen, and they help us decide on timing a property and that sort of thing, when you should buy, when you shouldn't buy. So pay attention to the economic factors. Like I said, COVID changed everything forever, I think. Then we saw all of these back-to-back hurricanes. We're in hurricane season still right now. It is the end, almost the last week of October, and we haven't had one. Hallelujah. But I'm telling you, when we get hit with those things, it changes the economic status for Florida, maybe not for the rest of the country, but we are also seeing all of this kind of political upheaval, and we're seeing everything like this in the market. So we have to pay attention to those factors that can drastically change things overnight, unfortunately. So let's wrap it up. In Manatee and Sarasota counties at the end of 2025, right now, yes, the market is more favorable for buyers than it's been in quite a while. And I know that smart buyers are going to continue to do really good, careful research. They're going to pick the right property type to fit their needs. They're going to have the right team around them to guide them through that process, give them all of that information, and they're going to be thinking long term. And if you're considering buying in this region, and maybe you want a deep dive of a certain zip code, maybe you're looking for a golfing community, a boating community, you want to be in a certain school zone, you're looking for a certain type of home, and you want the current listings, then definitely reach out to me. I'd love to have a Zoom chat with you, find out that information, and get you everything you need up front before you even come visit here. So I'd really like to help you explore what you're looking for. And please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel so that I can keep this great information coming at you. And if there's anything that you want to know that I haven't talked about today, definitely drop it in the comments. Give me a ring. Love to chat with you. I'm Kathryn Newman. I will see you next time. See you then.